Hello, everyone, and hello to my studio audience. It's growing. I am so happy to be doing this show. I've been very, very lucky, very grateful that I have traveled to so many countries in my career and personal life. Been to about 75 countries, and I have a memory from each one of them. And as I was planning this show, I was thinking about those countries. And by the way, Will, over there in Seoul, South Korea, I loved your emails yesterday, Will. I'm so glad you liked the last show. And I want you to know that I tried to find a song I could do for Korea, for your country. I couldn't find one. But anyway, I know you watch my shows. Thank you, Will, and to your family. And anyway, thank you. I loved your emails yesterday. I save every email that I get for responses to my shows. I sure do. Well, that last song was, of course, and I think you know, that was from Disney's Aladdin. And I just love it. And the song's called A Whole New World. And this is really a very old world, very old. And so many parts of it are ancient. But there's something about this song, A Whole New World. And it would be wonderful if someday we would have a whole new world of peace. You know. Well, let's continue on with the show, folks. Far away places with strange sounding names, far away over the sea. Those far away places with the strange sounding names are calling me. By the way, if you ever want to sing along with me, go ahead. I'm talking to my studio audience and to all of you out there. Yeah. Going to China or maybe Siam, but I want to see for myself those faraway places I've been reading about in a book that I took from the shelf. I remember I wrote in a song one time that if you can't travel anymore, you know, I can't remember exactly the words right now, but if you can't travel anymore, your legs can't just get you there, and you can always pick up a book, and you could travel, let your eyes travel for you, right? So, come fly with me. Let's fly away. If you can't use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. To Llama Land, there's a one-man band, he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. And once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near, you can hear angels cheer 'cause we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say the words, we'll beat the birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me. Let's fly away. Let's fly away. Come fly with me. Yeah. Well, this is a song I told Janet before I started playing. Janet dances with another lady, and no, not together, you know. But anyway, they come in front of my piano and They danced. They danced to swing into Latin music. Fabulously. New word for me, maybe. Anyway, I was decided to do this song, and I thought of Janet. She's sitting right here. And if spirit moves you, just get up and shake your hips, Janet. That song is, everybody. Brazil, right, Brazil. Brazil, 1941, Xavier Cugat. Remember Charo and her little chihuahua? Yeah, she usually came out and joined Xavier once in a while on his shows, okay. You ready to polka? Oh, Mary, I know if it wasn't for your leg, you would be able to polka and rebob. Did you polka in the past? I bet you did. You did polka. Reba, I bet you polka too. Darn, I know Chad and Jim polked. Had to have polked. Polked. Sounds weird. Anyway, I loved to polka. Although I didn't get a chance to dance very much when I was performing. I performed evenings and that, and when a lot of things going on. So when you're an entertainer, there's a lot of things you don't get to do. And back in the days, you don't go to movies. You don't, there's just a lot of things that you don't get to do because you're working in the evenings, and then you're sleeping in the mornings, and got to get ready for the show in the afternoon. So anyway, all right. This next song I'm doing for Sitar. Sitar and Lori moved here, I don't know how many months, so they've been here quite a while now. But, and they live just diagonal down the street, Actually, they live across the street from me, diagonally, I think. Anyway, sitar, I was thinking of you when I did this song. Okay. This song is called The Song of India, and it was written in 1896 by Rimsky-Korsakov. Yeah. And it was a big hit for Tommy Dorsey in the late 30s. Yeah, The Song of India. I played it slower, but there are some bands that have played it faster, almost jazzed it up, you know. Well, the next song is one that I wrote, short, but I wrote this for a show I was doing in Alaska, and, well, Alaska's definitely part of our world, isn't it? Anyway, I want to do this song for you. I hope you like it. The song is called Klondike Red Hot Mama. I'm the Klondike Red Hot Mama. I'm the mother lode. I've traveled on a dog sled to warm an Eskimo. I've taken a seaplane to Barrow and on to Prudhoe Bay. From Ketchikan and Juneau to a gold mine near Skagway. Well, I've been there, done that, from sea to shining sea. You gotta see Alaska with a red hot gal like me. I can melt an iceberg with a red hot gal like me. Klondike Red Hot Mama. Yeah. Okay. Come with me where moonbeams light Tahitian skies and the starlit waters clinker in our eyes. Native hills are calling, to them we belong, and we'll cheer each other with a pagan love song. First song, Chinatown, My Chinatown. That's a great song to do for Dixieland, too. But that was from 1906. Yeah. Don't you just love these new songs? Next song is a song that came from a movie. And the movie was called Pagan Love Song. And it starred Esther Williams and Howard Keel. Yeah. From 1950. And it actually was set in Tahiti. Okay. First song is the Desert Song. This Oscar Hammerstein II and Sigmund Rongbird wrote the musical Desert Song, yes. And I don't have it in front of me to even look, but I think it was Nelson Eddy was in that. I'm not sure if Jeanette MacDonald was with him or not. Anyway, that is originally from an operetta from 1926, yeah. Anyway, okay. And the next one was an old folk tune, Mezzerlou, and it was played back in the early 20s by Arabic, Greek, Egyptian, and Turkish musicians. So that folk song spread a long ways. It was through many countries. Okay. First song, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina. That was from a 1996 movie, Evita, and it starred Madonna. She did a magnificent job of singing this song. And she did a wonderful, she was just cast perfectly for this movie, Evita. El Condor Pasa. The condor, yes, that's about, and that is from Peru. I loved Peru. I think probably the two places that I would go back to, not going back to, I'm not traveling anymore, is Africa, and the other one is Peru. I love the people of Peru. They're just, well, there's beautiful people all over the world, but there's something about the Peruvian people that have a warmth about them that captures me. And so do the tribes of Africa. But El Condor Pasa, and that's from 1913, and it was actually written by a Peruvian composer. Okay, continuing on around the world. A foggy day in London town had me low, had me down. I viewed the morning with much alarm. The British Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wondered, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, for suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town the sun was shining everywhere. First song, A Foggy Day in London Town, yeah. That song came out in 1937, and it was sung by Fred Astaire in a musical called Damsel in Distress. And Foggy Day, back in those days when that was written, the London fogs were like pea soup. And so they wrote that song about it. Sinatra did this song, but the song that when I think of Foggy Day, the first one I think about is Mel Torme, The Velvet Fog, they called him, right? Okay. And the next one, of course, was a little bit of Granada. Granada in Spain, of course, but it was written by a Mexican composer, yeah, in the early 30s. Right. Okay, first song, Guantanamera. It came out in the 20s, was a big hit for the Sandpipers in the 60s. Yeah. The next one was a little bit of Hungarian Rhapsody number 2, and it was done by Franz Liszt, he composed it, who was Hungarian. Yes. Well, I was thinking of Hungary, and so I thought of this song. Because I remember being there, being in Hungary, and traveling through the countryside and seeing a lot of the gypsy wagons. Yeah. Also in Romania. And Eddie Erickson, she and I have traveled, been on trips together many times. And the one that we went through, Romania and Bulgaria and Hungary and in Istanbul, started in Istanbul, didn't we? Anyway, but I thought of this one. By the way, Jim, this was done by the Ink Spots. Just a little bit of that song, The Gypsy. Yes, from the 40s, Ink Spots. Big hit for the Ink Spots. First one, Happy Wanderer. Yeah, 1953. You think about that, you think of Switzerland, you think of the Alps, right? Austria, all those countries with the Alps, the Happy Wanderer. And of course, Edelweiss, right? From Sound of Music, Austria. 1956, written by Bert Kempfert, and it's called The Petticoats of Portugal. It was a big hit record for Billy Vaughn. Yeah, remember Billy Vaughn's orchestra? When it's spring again, you'll bring again tulips from Amsterdam. With a heart that's true, I'll get from you tulips from Amsterdam. I can't wait until the day you fill these eager arms of mine. Like the windmill keeps on turning, that's how my heart keeps on yearning for the day I know we can share these tulips from Amsterdam. down. Tulips from Amsterdam, 1958. That song came out. The next song is Wonderful Copenhagen, and that was in a musical and a movie, mostly the movie I remember, Hans Christian Andersen, 1952, and it starred who? Danny Kaye. Right, Danny Kaye. All right, folks. Now, you can sing this with me because I think you all know it. In fact, you know it. I know you know it. Here we go. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hope and a world of fears. There's so much that we share. It's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. Here we go now, everybody. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, small world. Come on, everybody out there, do it again. You're sitting in your chairs or at your computer. Come on, sing with me. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hope and a world of fears. There's so much that we share. It's time we aware. It's a small world after all. 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 It's a small, small world. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once all standing hand in hand and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. Well, it's a small world. I don't have to tell you that. I think everybody, I know probably in the audience here, and probably so many of you out there that have been to the Disney parks and have cruised on It's a Small World and hoped it didn't stop. Because usually when I was on there, it would stop, although I enjoyed the view, but I had other places to go in the park. I didn't want to stay there too long waiting for it to start up again. That next song is I Like to Teach the World to Sing. You know, it started as a jingle, buy the world a Coke, Coca-Cola. And then in 1971, the New Seekers came out with it. They're an English group, and they came out with that, and what a hit, and they're still singing it today. I'd like to teach the world to sing. My goodness, if everybody sang, I mean, it would be beautiful, wouldn't it? How you can't sing and have a war at the same time. No, you can't hold the gun and sing at the same time. It don't work. I want to end with this song, my friends. It's a song that Tony Bennett recorded, and I happen to love it. And maybe some of you at times have said to yourself, boy, if I was president, I'd do things differently. Boy, if I could rule the world. We all think that we have the answers, don't we? I think the answer is love, my friends. That's my religion. I think it's love. I think that if everybody gave love to one another, well, you can't, and smile at people because, You know what? When you smile at them, they can't frown. It's like yawning. If you yawn, they're going to yawn. If you smile, they have to smile because it's hard to frown when somebody's smiling at you. If I ruled the world, every day would be the first day of spring. Every heart would have a new song to sing, and we'd sing of the joy every moment would bring. If I ruled the world, every man would be as free as a bird. Every voice would be a voice to be heard. Take my word. We would treasure each day that occurred. My world would be a beautiful place where we could weave such wonderful dreams. My world would wear a smile on its face like the man in the moon has when the moon beams. If I ruled the world, every man would say the world was his friend. There'd be happiness that no man could end. No, my friend, not if I ruled the world. Every head would be held up high. There'd be sunshine in everyone's sky. If the day ever dawned when I ruled the world. I want to thank you for coming today from wherever you are. My friends in Munich, hi. I did some German songs today, yeah. And, oh golly, I'm trying to think, what's his name? Anton in Greek, in Athens. Mezzalou, yeah. Folks, thank you very much for coming. This was World in Song Part 1. I've got it all planned for next week, yeah, for Part 2. And to my studio audience, thank you for being here. It's nice to look out and see people and not just a camera. Thank you for being here. It means a lot to me. It means a lot. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Gosh, I love you. Feel it? Yeah. Bye-bye.